not hold on to it because you once cherished it.
What did you learn from the first time frame of Tindersticks that you won't do this time? Or to keep.
I think the only thing I've learned is don't hang on to something if it's not working. I think that's all I can. You can't force a creative environment. It's so much about people and the way they feel about each other. But if that goes, I think the thing I learned is to not hold on to it because you once cherished it.
The album is called The Something Rain. Who came up with the album title?
That was. It actually came from. Fundamentally, it came from David Kitt, who's. He co-wrote the song "Frozen" on the album. He's a kind of like so many, not so many people, but a few people that like Terry Edwards. I think that they come into the music and have an effect. They're like kind of part of our extended family. In a very kind of important way. And no, he was telling us a story about how he was once sent to a songwriting factory and in the States, and just this long story, but of a kind of a moment when some guy says, I've got an idea for a song, and it's something, this, something, like. And I think it was it just kind of stayed with me because it's so kind of relevant to making something. I think that There's Something Rain, it's like what's the album called? Oh, it's called There's Something Rain because you don't actually know what that word is. There's always something missing from when you're trying to grasp something, and it just kind of stuck. It just had a kind of some kind of something that felt like it had such a relationship to the record,
And well, he co-wrote Frozen. What did he tell? Well, you were saying he was sent to a songwriting factory.
Yeah.
What did he tell, and how did he input on this song? Because I think you work, like you were saying, from really sort of, well, you have to have a good feeling about each other, and songwriting factory is just, well, that's it, and just work on it. It sounds really.
No, I think that was the story. I think with David, he put in this idea, which was the kind of the starting point for Frozen, that kind of that Earl and Dan really kind of got hold of, turned it into, and Neil turned it into such a strong kind of feeling. No, it wasn't anything to do with the songwriting factory. It was the story about the Something Rain. So, but I do think that I was talking about it in a way of I kind of the struggle to express something. That these guys sitting around in offices trying to think up songs, in Nashville or whatever, and there's always. It's kind of fundamentally, in a way, has a relationship, between, when you have an idea, there's always something out of reach that you're grasping for, So there's always a word missing. So.
Is it for you that way of writing? Do you say, well, it's totally not what music is for me, or do sometimes actually good songs are written in?
I've no idea. I've no idea. I just think it's such an alien kind of concept. To even, I've never sat down to try and write a song. I've never kind of said, and now I'm going to give myself time to write a song. Songs come in like such kind of small, powerful moments that then kind of it's like a moment of commitment to a feeling, an idea, you know, that then just kind of lives in your mind until it's actually, you can lose it, you can finish it. And I think with a song like Frozen or The Fire of Autumn, Night So Still, they were all songs that I was happy to let these words just hang around in my head for nearly a year, and just enjoy kind of bringing them out every now and again, having to think about them, like looking at them in a different way, like putting them away. And then there came a point when I was mixing that they had to be finished. I had to sing them, you know, and that was the end. That I had to make the choices with all of these things, all of these processes that have gone through my mind with them, that at that point I had to kind of go, okay, I've got to make the choices, and this is what it is. And so most of those songs, they got sung at the last moment, you know, when I had to kind of go, okay, I got to say goodbye to you now. You know, so.
Did they turn out the way you imagined them in your head?
I think that I like to think that the initial impulse, the reason, is held within it, but even when you get that moment, it's like you know what you're searching for, but you don't really know how to find that. And I think with a song like The Fire of Autumn, I was, I suppose, surprised because I knew the feeling and I knew the chorus, but eventually it ended up being, after looking at it at so many different angles, it ended up being something about all of those ways of looking at it and not just about one way. And so things like that are kind of surprising, I think, when it actually comes to it, that to actually, when you find out that the thing you're actually searching for is totally ambiguous, you know, so.
So that means that you actually did find something.
Yeah, but I think it's you know, that I think that thing is, it's neither black or white, you know, it's somewhere that floats around. The thing that you want to kind of try and catch, I think, is the thing that's most interesting is the space in between, you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.